everyone, I am Dr. Anisha and I welcome you to my channel. From the last few videos, we are discussing the cysts of the oral cavity, and as I said earlier, from today onwards we are going to start with a new topic, that is odontogenic tumors. But before starting the discussion, I would like you to kindly subscribe my channel for further videos. So starting with the new topic, that is odontogenic tumors. Now, अगर आप इस term को observe करेंगे, the word is odontogenic tumors. That means, if I split the word, मुझे इसमें ये एक term नजर आ रहा है, that is odonto, okay? That means related to tooth, okay? Or derived from the components of the tooth. Now, tumors is something which you already know. Tumors is basically the excessive and an abnormal development of the cells of that tissue, okay? So basically that is gonna result in some abnormal product that will obviously not be normal or similar to the normal tissues which are formed in a normal individual. Alright, now अगर मैं इसको एक इंट्रोडक्शन के साथ एक्सप्लेन करूं आपको, तो बेसिकली जो आपके ओडोंटोजेनिक ट्यूमर्स होते हैं, ओके, दे आर अ स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ लीजन्स. The odontogenic tumors have got a wide variety of lesions, okay? Since different kinds of tissues के जो cells हैं, उनमें abnormality होने के वजह से different kinds of products, they are formed, and on the basis of that, they range from benign tumors to malignant tumors to dental hematomas. Okay, now you already know what is benign tumor. आपको already पता है एक benign tumor हम किसे बोलते हैं, malignant tumor हम किसे बोलते हैं, okay? And obviously dental hematoma is something, this is a word or a term which has been given to something very irregular, abnormal kind of a product which is formed from the dental tissue. So you do not know the exact origin of that hematoma, okay? It contains various kinds of tissue in a very, complex manner. Now when I talk about the origin of the odontogenic tumors, so basically what happens is your odontogenic tumors are formed while a tooth development is taking place. Alright, so जब एक tooth development हो रहा होता है, तो that tooth development basically consists of two components. Alright, firstly your odontogenic epithelium, and then the next one is your ectomesenchyme. Alright, so it's very simple to understand. कोई भी odontogenic tumor, okay, it will either be concerned with the abnormality caused in the odontogenic epithelium, या तो odontogenic epithelium के component में problem होने के वजह से या फिर abnormality होने के वजह से वो odontogenic tumor occur करेगा, और या फिर जो आपका ectomesenchymal component है उसके अंदर उसके जो cells होंगे उनमें abnormality होने की वजह से आपका ओडोंटोजेनिक ट्यूमर जो है वो इवॉल्व होगा, एंड देन फाइनली जो आपका प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म होगा दैट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी एबनॉर्मल और डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द नॉर्मल. ओके, सो ओरिजिन के बेसिस पे आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू इट कैन ईदर डेवलप फ्रॉम ओडोंटोजेनिक एपिथेलियम or from ectomesenchymal cells. Okay, now occasionally studies have shown that ये जो आपके odontogenic tumors होते हैं, it can either develop as an individual abnormality or from the pre-existing cyst. So this was all about the introduction of your odontogenic tumors. After introduction, let us move on to the classification of odontogenic tumor. जब भी आप odontogenic tumor को study करते हैं, एक proper classification has to be there. So WHO gave a proper modified classification of odontogenic tumors, and on that basis the odontogenic tumors are either classified as benign tumor firstly or malignant tumor. Now you know what is benign tumor, आपको पता है malignant tumor क्या है. On the basis of spread of the tumor we name any kind of tumor as benign or malignant. Also I would like to recapitulate that benign tumors में जो आपका suffix होगा that is going to be oma, okay, and malignant tumor में either carcinoma और sarcoma. okay, अगर epithelial component से related tumor है तो उसके सफिक्स में हम कार्सिनोमा ऐड करेंगे, एंड अगर मीसेंकाइमल कंपोनेंट है देन वी ऐड सार्कोमा. सो आई होप दिस इज क्लियर, एंड ऑलवेज एक्सेप्शंस आर देयर. सो बट बेसिक रूल जो है, बेसिक प्रोटोकॉल जो है, सो एज टू नेम एनी ट्यूमर is like this only. So moving on to the next subtype or the sub classification. Now benign tumor को हम 3 तरीके से क्लासिफाई करते हैं. जब भी हम कोई benign tumor स्टडी करते हैं तो उसे हम 3 कैटेगरी में डिवाइड करते हैं. ऑलराइट, नाउ आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू ये जो कैटेगरी है ये ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ओरिजिन होगी. तो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ओरिजिन वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड दैट either the origin will be epithelial, that means जो आपके epithelial cells होंगे उनमें abnormality होगी, and further वो जो abnormal product बनाएंगे that is going to form a tumor. और second जो आपका variation होगा that is going to be odontogenic epithelium along with odontogenic ectomesenchyme. okay, सो जो ट्यूमर होगा उनमें एबनॉर्मैलिटी बोथ ओडोंटोजेनिक एपिथेलियम एंड ओडोंटोजेनिक एक्टोमीसेंकाइमल सेल्स में होगी. एंड लास्टली जो थर्ड वेरिएंट है अंडर बेनाइन ट्यूमर दैट इज गोइंग टू बी योर ओडोंटोजेनिक एक्टोमीसेंकाइम. नाउ वी आर गोना स्टडी अमीलोब्लास्टोमा. ओके, नाउ स्क्वामस ओडोंटोजेनिक ट्यूमर. नाउ calcifying epithelial odontogenic tumor that is your Pindborg tumor, then adenomatoid odontogenic tumor, and finally keratocystic odontogenic tumor, which you have already discussed in the cyst portion of the subject. okay, so ये जो आपके 5 ट्यूमर्स हैं इनको हम ओडोंटोजेनिक एपिथेलियल जो वेरिएशन है, जो वेराइटी है, उसके अंदर हम क्लासिफाई करते हैं. Now let us move on to the different kinds of tumor which we study under the category of benign odontogenic tumor under your odontogenic epithelial along with odontogenic ectomesenchymal component. So सबसे पहले there will be your ameloblastic fibroma. नाउ अगर मैं इसको आपको एक्सप्लेन करूं तो मैंने आपको ऑलरेडी बताया कि इसमें 2 कंपोनेंट्स इन्वॉल्व होंगी, दैट इज योर ओडोंटोजेनिक एपिथेलियम एंड देन योर ओडोंटोजेनिक एक्टोमीसेंकाइमल सेल्स. सो ओडोंटोजेनिक एपिथेलियम में एबनॉर्मैलिटी होने की वजह से अमीलोब्लास्ट्स में प्रॉब्लम होगा, एंड दैट इज व्हाई द नेम हैज बीन गिवन एज योर अमीलोब्लास्टिक. ओके, एंड सिंस एक्टोमीसेंकाइमल कंपोनेंट भी इसमें प्रेजेंट होगा तो जो आपके फाइबर्स होंगे, कोलाजन फाइबर्स होंगे, उनमें प्रॉब्लम होने की वजह से देयर विल बी the abnormality, and then the nomenclature has been given as your ameloblastic fibroma. And since I told you it is a benign tumor and oma is the suffix which we use, तो इसीलिए जो आपका ये जो आपका abnormality होगा उसको हमने नाम we call it as, we name it as ameloblastic fibroma. Now similarly the next tumor which we are going to study under this category is your ameloblastic fibrodentinoma. okay, now the third tumor which we study is ameloblastic fibroodontoma. all right, depending upon the types or the components which are abnormal, उनके बेसिस पे दिस नॉमेनक्लेचर हैज बीन गिवन. अमीलोब्लास्टिक फाइब्रोमा में योर कोलाजन फाइबर और द फाइब्रोब्लास्ट्स वर डिफेक्टेड. नाउ अमीलोब्लास्टिक फाइब्रोडेंटिनोमा में डेंटिन एंड ऑब्वियसली फाइब्रोब्लास्ट्स और द फाइबर्स which were formed were like abnormal. Again odontoma में complete tooth is gonna be abnormal. Then your fourth जो आपका ट्यूमर है that is your complex odontoma. Then your compound odontoma, we are gonna study this in detail, very important from the examination and also the clinical point of view. And lastly we are gonna study about your odontoameloblastoma. So ये जो आपके ट्यूमर्स थे ये ओडोंटोजेनिक एपिथेलियल सेल्स एंड ऑल्सो ओडोंटोजेनिक एक्टोमीसेंकाइमल सेल्स के एबनॉर्मैलिटी के हिसाब से वी स्टडी दीज ट्यूमर्स अंडर देम. नाउ द थर्ड वेरिएंट ऑफ द बिनाइन कैटेगरी जो कि ओनली एंड ओनली ओडोंटोजेनिक एक्टोमीसेनकाइमल सेल्स के एबनॉर्मैलिटी के हिसाब से हम इसको कैटेगराइज करेंगे. वी विल स्टडी दीज odontogenic tumors under the category of your benign tumors which affects the odontogenic ectomesenchymal cells. So firstly we are gonna study your odontogenic fibroma. Okay, the first tumor which we are gonna study is your odontogenic fibroma. Then the second one will be your myxoma, okay, also known as myxofibroma. Okay, only and only connective tissue component or your odontogenic ectomesenchymal components are gonna get affected under this category. And lastly, we are gonna study the cementoblastoma, very important from the examination and also the clinical point of view. So cementoblastoma, also known as your benign cementoblastoma or true cementoma. So this was all about all the tumors under the category of benign tumors and they have been categorized. इनको हमने categorize किया है. We study them under the category of different kinds of components which are involved. Now moving on to the malignant kind of odontogenic tumors. So basically malignant kind of odontogenic tumors में we have two categories. Firstly, the one which we are going to study is the odontogenic carcinoma, and then we will be studying odontogenic sarcoma. Now, I have already told you that carcinoma is the suffix which are used, for the epithelial type of odontogenic tumors. जो भी epithelial cells के component में abnormality होगी, उन सारे odontogenic tumors के suffix में we are going to add carcinoma. And similarly, जब ectomesenchymal cells भी involve होगा, so that is gonna name as odontogenic sarcoma. So first tumor which we are gonna study under the category of your odontogenic carcinoma will be your malignant ameloblastoma. It is very evident from the name that malignancy will be present, and also one exception to be kept in mind here, the malignant ameloblastoma has oma in the suffix. That means I already told you oma is basically used for benign tumors, but then we are not supposed to get confused because already malignant word is there. So malignant ameloblastoma is the term. Okay, now the second tumor which we are gonna study is your ameloblastic carcinoma. नाम से समझ में आ रहा है, ameloblasts are the cell which are gonna get affected, and also ameloblastic carcinoma is the term which is used. Now the third tumor which we are gonna study is your primary intraosseous carcinoma. Then we will be studying your clear cell odontogenic carcinoma. Some clear cells are present and those clear cells will be affected in this tumor. We will be studying how and what happens in this tumor. So, and finally your ghost cells odontogenic carcinoma. Now the second variant or the second category under the category of malignant odontogenic tumor is your odontogenic sarcoma. Here both epithelial component and your ectomesenchymal components are involved. So under this category, firstly we are going to study your ameloblastic fibrosarcoma. So ameloblast and fibrous tissues or the fibroblasts will be affected. So the term is your ameloblastic sarcoma. The second term, tumor which we are going to study is your ameloblastic fibrodentinosarcoma. Okay, and finally ameloblastic fibrodontosarcoma. So with this we are done with the classification of the odontogenic tumor which was given by the WHO, and according to this classification we are gonna cover each and every tumors from the benign and malignant category, okay, in our further videos. And right now we are gonna cover our first benign tumor, that is your ameloblastoma. So starting with the first benign tumor of today's discussion, that is your ameloblastoma. Now नाम से समझ में आ रहा है, if I split the word it's very easy to understand. Now ameloblast, okay, and oma. So this is something related to ameloblasts, and since OMA is the suffix, we already know that it is a kind of benign tumor. So benign tumor of ameloblasts is your ameloblastoma, and basically ameloblasts के differentiation में कोई abnormality, okay, wild tooth formation will lead to something very abnormal as a result, okay. Now the normal ameloblasts will give your enamel, okay, but अगर कोई formation में defect हो, differentiation में defect हो, तो जो product form होगा, that obviously will not be enamel, that is going to be something else. So this kind of tumor is known as ameloblastoma, which involves your ameloblasts. So अगर मैं इसके terms की बात करूं, what all terms have been given? By the way, ameloblastoma was the term, it was given by Churchill in 1934, okay. So this has to be written in the introduction part. Now coming to the different kinds of terms which we use for ameloblastoma. Firstly, adamantinoma was used for this tumor and it was given by Malassez. Now what does it mean? Adamantinoma का मतलब होता है एक ऐसा ट्यूमर जिसके अंदर हार्ड टिश्यू प्रेजेंट हो. बट स्टडीज के थ्रू वी फाउंड आउट दैट scientists and the people who were studying this kind of tumor, they found out that adamantinoma mein basically it had no dental hard tissue which was found, and that is why is naam ko they discarded, and then ameloblastoma by Churchill in 1934, this was the name which was given to this tumor. Now the second term which was given was adamantoblastoma, again related to adamantinoma only, and finally multilocular cyst. So multilocular cyst से आपको ये समझ में आ गया होगा कि obviously radiograph पे it is gonna look as a multilocular cyst. So जब आप radiograph देखेंगे तो multilocular nature इसका आपको नजर आएगा, okay? But इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट में ही आई वुड लाइक टू टेल यू एक और वेरिएंट है अमीलोब्लास्टोमा का जिसको हम कहते हैं यूनिसिस्टिक अमीलोब्लास्टोमा, एंड वो हिस्टोलॉजिकली वी आर गोना स्टडी दैट इन आवर फर्दर डिस्कशन. सो अगर मैं इंट्रोडक्शन की बात करूं तो एक ट्रू नियोप्लाज्म है ये इनामल ओरिजिन का. आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू अमीलोब्लास्ट्स कंसर्न है तो डेफिनेटली इनामल भी कंसर्न होगा, जो उसका फाइनल प्रोडक्ट होगा दैट इज गोना बी हैम्पर्ड, एंड सो इट इज अ ट्रू नियोप्लाज्म ऑफ इनामल ओरिजिन. All right, and basically what happens is your ameloblast do not differentiate to the point of enamel formation. I already told you जो भी differentiation होगा ameloblasts का वो incomplete होगा, वो abnormal होगा, and then finally जो enamel formation होगा उस point तक they will not reach to the point of enamel formation, and something very abnormal, something very irregular, something very different is gonna form or result. Okay, now अगर मैं definition की बात करूं तो this is the most important definition which you have to keep in mind, and examination point of view say this is the first thing after your synonyms or the terms which we use for ameloblastoma. उसके बाद this is the first thing which has to be written. Okay, so keep this in mind. The definition by Robinson is very very important from examination point of view, and ये आपको definitely exam में mention करना है. So let us see what Robinson said regarding ameloblastoma. So definition by Robinson says that it is usually unicentric. Okay, now it's very it's self-explanatory. It is usually unicentric. Okay, now non-functional, obviously a tumor has been formed, obviously it is going to be non-functional. It will not function as per the normal ameloblasts, तो इसीलिए the word has been used as non-functional. The third point says or the third description says it is intermittent in growth. Obviously the growth will be very abnormal and the thing to be kept in mind is the growth is neither too fast nor too slow. It is intermittent in growth. Now the fourth description says it is anatomically benign. Okay. Now whenever you look a radiograph, जो amount of destruction ameloblastoma के वजह से होता है, आपको ऐसा assume होगा, you will see that कि ये एक malignant condition kind of a thing है. Okay? ये इतना ज्यादा dangerous और इतना ज्यादा destructive है nature में that जब भी आप कोई radiograph observe करेंगे तो इतना ज्यादा destructive like destruction वहां पे present होगा कि you will firstly assume that it is something malignant in nature. बट एनाटॉमिकली जो है वो बिनाइन है लाइक नेचर में. सो द डिस्क्रिप्शन हैज बीन गिवन एज एनाटॉमिकली बिनाइन. एंड लास्टली द फिफ्थ डिस्क्रिप्शन सेज इट इज क्लिनिकली परसिस्टेंट. नाउ ऐसे बहुत सारे लीजन्स हैं, ऐसे बहुत सारे डिजीजेस हैं, ऐसे बहुत सारे कंडीशंस हैं जो कि क्लिनिकली परसिस्ट शायद ना करें. ओके, बट अमीलोब्लास्टोमा with time it is clinically persistent in nature. Okay, until and unless you will remove it surgically, it is not gonna disappear or regress or something like that. It is clinically persistent in nature. So these 5 points or 5 description given by Robinson are the most important description to be kept in mind. So it has to be written in your examination. Now अगर मैं statistics की बात करूं तो studies have shown that it is the second most common neoplasm, and India में scientists have found out that it is the most common neoplasm in India of the odontogenic origin. Odontogenic tumor में सबसे most common जो neoplasm है, that is your ameloblastoma. So this was all about the definition, the introduction of ameloblastoma. Now moving on to the pathogenesis of ameloblastoma. Pathogenesis में we are going to study ऐसे कौन-कौन से potent sources हैं जिनके वजह से ameloblastoma can occur. So the first source from where ameloblastoma can be derived is your cell rests of dental organ, that is your cell rests of serrae and nalices. Now the second source is your epithelium of odontogenic cyst. तो इसीलिए clinicians आपने सुना होगा they usually recommend to get the cysts removed if there any cyst persists. So odontogenic cyst के जो epithelial lining होती है, that is considered as a very important source or the point of derivation of your odontogenic tumor. Now the third source is your disturbance of the developing enamel organ. जो आपका developing enamel organ है, I already told you, जब enamel organ form हो रहा होता है तो जिस भी portion में either epithelial component और ectomesenchymal component, तो जिस भी like cells में जिस भी component में problem होगा उसके basis पे it can have a kind of odontogenic tumor. So the third point is your disturbance of the developing enamel organ. Now the fourth point says the basal cells of the surface epithelium of the jaws. Now the jaws have a surface epithelium, तो उसके जो basal cells होंगे वहां से derive होके एक odontogenic tumor can be formed. And finally heterotropic epithelium of other parts of the body, जिसमें कि जो epithelium of the pituitary gland है can give rise to a kind of ameloblastoma called pituitary ameloblastoma or Rathke pouch tumor, or the other name is your craniopharyngioma. So basically these are the sources from which your ameloblastoma can be derived. Now moving on to the clinical features of ameloblastoma. So अगर मैं age की बात करूं clinical features में, तो it has got a very wide range starting from 10 years to 90 years of age. Also, most cases cluster between the ages of 20 to 60 years with 30 to 39 years as the average age of diagnosis. Okay. Now coming to the gender predilection, so no such gender predilection has been reported. Both male and females have got equal tendency to develop ameloblastoma. Now coming to the clinical presentation, ऐसे क्या clinical presentations हैं, ऐसे क्या signs and symptoms हैं जो patient में आपको नजर आएंगे. तो firstly, it is a very slow growing, painless, bony hard swelling. which causes facial asymmetry. So whenever you see a patient of ameloblastoma, उसके जो फेस में एक स्लो ग्रोइंग बोनी हार्ड स्वेलिंग प्रेजेंट होगा, जिसकी वजह से ट्रिमेंडस एसिमेट्री आपको नजर आएगी. Okay, now when the lesion is large in size, it is gonna cause mobility of the teeth, pain and paresthesia obviously. So जब तक lesion जो है वो छोटा है साइज में, तब तक it is not gonna hamper the adjacent tooth, but as the lesion grows in size and when it reaches to a larger size, जब जो lesion है वो large size का हो जाएगा, so it is gonna hamper the adjacent tooth and इसके वजह से इस दांत में आपको mobility भी नजर आएगी. Also if it hampers the nerve which passes adjacent to it, it is gonna cause paresthesia also and obviously pain will also be present. Now ameloblastoma is very invasive in nature. That means it has the tendency to cause destruction adjacent to it. All the structures adjacent to this ameloblastoma will get hampered, will get destructed, and finally it is gonna erode the cortical bone and also infiltrate into the medullary spaces. So ameloblastoma is so dangerous, so destructive that it can cause erosion of the cortical bone. जो भी jaw में present होगा, ये उसका जो cortical bone होगा उसको ये erode कर देगा, destruct कर देगा, and finally it is gonna enter into the medullary spaces. So this was all about the clinical presentation which you are gonna see in a patient of ameloblastoma. Now when I talk about the location, so location में ameloblastoma occurs in all areas of the jaws, but then अगर मैं maxilla और mandible की बात करूं तो mandible is most commonly affected. All right, मैंडिबल में मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस आपको नजर आएंगे इन कंपैरिजन टू मैक्सिला. ऑल्सो मैंडिबल में अगर मैं डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ लोकेशन की बात करूं तो जो आपका एंगल रीजन होगा, मोलर एंगल रैमस एरिया, ओके, ये जो एरिया है, सो दिस इज द एरिया अबाउट विच आई एम टॉकिंग. सो जो आपका मोलर एंगल रैमस वाला एरिया है, दिस इज द मोस्ट कॉमनली अफेक्टेड एरिया इन योर मैंडिबल, जिसमें कि आप पेशेंट में देखेंगे स्टैटिस्टिक्स के अकॉर्डिंग ये 3 times मोर कॉमनली इन्वॉल्व होता है. नाउ ओल्डर पेशेंट्स में इट हैज बीन फाउंड आउट दैट जो आपका मैक्सिलरी बोन है, जो आपका मैक्सिलरी जॉ है, उसमें आपको अमीलोब्लास्टोमा ज्यादा नजर आएगा. दे आर मोर कॉमनली सीन इन ओल्डर पेशेंट्स. एंड जो आपका पेरिफेरल अमीलोब्लास्टोमा है, नाउ देयर इज अ वेरिएंट जो आपका सेंट्रल अमीलोब्लास्टोमा था, दैट मीन्स द अमीलोब्लास्टोमा विच वाज अफेक्टिंग द बोन और द जॉ ऑफ द फेस. तो वो आपका सेंट्रल अमीलोब्लास्टोमा और सिर्फ अमीलोब्लास्टोमा कैन बी नेम्ड, बट आपका एक वेरिएंट है दैट इज नोन एज योर पेरिफेरल ameloblastoma. Okay, so peripheral ameloblastoma जो होगा, that is going to be your extra osseous ameloblastoma. So it is gonna hamper the area apart from bone. So let us see what is the location of it. So tumors which histologically resemble the typical central or intraosseous ameloblastoma, but they occur in the soft tissue. So as the name says, extraosseous or peripheral ameloblastoma, तो ये जो अमीलोब्लास्टोमा होगा, that is gonna affect the soft tissue of the region. So it occurs in the soft tissue outside the alveolar bone, and similar location and with similar histologic feature is found. So they have similar location and similar histologic features, and also they have reported under the term basal cell carcinoma of the gingiva. So a term has been given अगर अमीलोब्लास्टोमा जो है वो एक्स्ट्रा ऑशियस है या फिर पेरिफेरल है एंड ये सॉफ्ट टिश्यू में अकर करता है, तो एक टर्म दिया गया है बेसल सेल कार्सिनोमा ऑफ द gingiva. So this is the term which has been given. Now moving on to the sources, that means हमने central ameloblastoma के different kinds of sources study किए कि कहाँ से ये डिराइव हो सकता है. सिमिलरली अगर मैं पेरिफेरल अमीलोब्लास्टोमा की बात करूं तो देयर आर वेरियस सोर्सेस फ्रॉम वेयर पेरिफेरल अमीलोब्लास्टोमा कैन डेवलप. तो फर्स्टली जो आपका सरफेस एपिथेलियम होगा दैट इज गोइंग टू डेवलप इनटू अ पेरिफेरल अमीलोब्लास्टोमा. देन द सेकंड सोर्स विल बी योर रेमिनेंट्स ऑफ द डेंटल lamina. The third source which we can see is your pluripotent cells of the basal cells of mucosal epithelium, and finally the pluripotent cells of your minor salivary glands. So ये चार different kinds of sources हैं जहां से peripheral ameloblastoma can derive. Now moving on to the statistics. So अगर मैं जेंडर प्रेडिलेक्शन की बात करूं तो सेंट्रल अमीलोब्लास्टोमा में देयर वाज नो जेंडर प्रेडिलेक्शन, बट पेरिफेरल अमीलोब्लास्टोमा में वन थिंग इज टू बी केप्ट इन माइंड. जो आपका पेरिफेरल अमीलोब्लास्टोमा है उसमें मेल प्रीडोमिनेंस होगा. दैट मीन्स जो आपके मेल पेशेंट्स होंगे, स्टडीज हैव शोन दैट your peripheral ameloblastoma is more commonly seen in your male patients. Now moving on to the age, जो आपका central ameloblastoma था, it had a very wide range of age, that is from 10 to 90 years. but जो आपका peripheral ameloblastoma है वो एक बहुत ही it has a very small range starting from 30 to 50 years of age. Okay, so this was about the age. Now moving on to the location. जैसे कि सेंट्रल अमीलोब्लास्टोमा में मैंडिबल वाज मोर अफेक्टेड. अगेन योर पेरिफेरल अमीलोब्लास्टोमा या जो एक्स्ट्रा ऑशियस अमीलोब्लास्टोमा है उसमें भी मैंडिबल इज द वन विच इज मोर ऑफनली अफेक्टेड देन मैक्सिला. नाउ अगर मैं इसके क्लिनिकल प्रेजेंटेशन की बात करूं तो मैंने ऑलरेडी बताया जो आपका सेंट्रल वेराइटी होगा, जो आपका इंट्राऑशियस वेराइटी होगा, दैट इज गोना अफेक्ट द बोन. सो बोन में जो क्लिनिकल प्रेजेंटेशन होंगे दैट विल बी योर स्वेलिंग, योर पेनलेस इरोजन, ओके, फेशियल एसिमेट्री. ओके, जब साइज ज्यादा हो जाएगी तो दैट विल बी वेरी पेनफुल, दैट इज गोना कॉज मोबिलिटी ऑफ द टूथ. ओके, नाउ अगर मैं पेरिफेरल अमीलोब्लास्टोमा के प्रेजेंटेशन की बात करूं तो सिंस ये सॉफ्ट टिश्यू लीजन है, ये सॉफ्ट टिश्यू यानी जिंजाइवा को अफेक्ट करेगा, तो जो आपका क्लिनिकल प्रेजेंटेशन होगा दैट इज गोइंग टू बी अ नोड्यूल ऑन द जिंजाइवा. तो आपको एक नोड्यूल नजर आएगा जिंजाइवा में. ओके, नाउ अगर नोड्यूल नजर आएगा तो द नेक्स्ट थिंग विच कम्स इन माइंड इज उस नोड्यूल का साइज क्या होगा. तो जो साइज होगी इस नोड्यूल की दैट विल रेंज फ्रॉम 3 mm to 2 cm in your diameter. Okay, so जो साइज होगी इस नोड्यूल की दैट इज गोइंग टू बी from 3 mm to 2 cm in diameter. And also the most important thing to be kept in mind is जो आपका ये जो extra osseous variety है which is present on the gingiva, तो ये जो वेराइटी होगा जो इसके नीचे सुपरफिशियल बोन प्रेजेंट होगा, इट इज गोना इरोड दिस सुपरफिशियल बोन. ओके, ये जो आपका नोड्यूल है जिंजाइवा पे दैट इज इवेंचुअली कॉज इरोजन ऑफ द that is gonna eventually cause the erosion of the superficial bone present just beneath it. So this was all about the clinical presentation of your peripheral ameloblastoma, which has been compared with the central type. Okay, now moving on to the radiological features of ameloblastoma, which is very important from the point of diagnosis. Now the first point says it is classically a multilocular cyst like lesion of the jaw. Now अब कभी भी अगर आप multilocular cysts की बात करेंगे तो उसमें most commonly जो आपको lesion उसमें included होगा that is going to be your ameloblastoma, because most of the cases में जो आपका variety होता है that is of multi-cystic ameloblastoma. तो इसीलिए जो आपको cyst दिखाई देगा mandible या maxilla wherever whatever the bone is involved, तो that will look like a multilocular cyst. So it is going to have a multiple number of cysts within the tumor. Okay, now the second point which is very 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 important from the examination point of the view is your bubble appearance. So since it is a multilocular cyst, since it is a multicystic ameloblastoma, it has got multilocular cyst, multiple number of cysts present honge, so it is gonna look like soap bubble kind of appearance. Okay, so this is something very important. Okay, and the third point says, now what happens is, just imagine you have a tumor and then यहाँ पे bone के जो septa हैं, okay, that will come in between this radiolucency. So एक compartment तरीके का एक appearance आपको नजर आएगा. So it says compartmented appearance with septa of bone extending into the radiolucent tumor mass is seen. Okay, so there is a tumor mass and उसमें जो आपका septa of the bone है, जो आपका bony portion है, that is gonna extend into that radiolucent tumor mass, and it will look like a compartmented appearance. Okay, so the next point says it can be unilocular mass. I have already told you there is also a variant which is unicystic in nature, which we are going to study in our further discussion. So एक multicystic ameloblastoma होता है and then the next variant is your unicystic ameloblastoma. तो जब हम unicystic ameloblastoma की बात करेंगे radiographically, तो जो आपका obviously जो cyst होगा that is going to look unilocular in nature. इसमें different multiple cystic appearance आपको नजर नहीं आएगा. There will be a single cyst. Uni is your single, locular is your cyst or lucency. तो आपको एक सिंगल रेडियोलुसेंसी विल बी सीन. ओके, नाउ अगर इसके हम रेडियोग्राफिकली अगर हम इसके पेरिफेरी की बात करें, तो जो आपका अफेक्टेड एरिया होगा रेडियोग्राफिकली, तो दैट अफेक्टेड एरिया का जो पेरिफेरी होगा दैट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी स्मूथ इन नेचर. ओके, यू विल सी द पेरिफेरी वेरी स्मूथ एंड जो आपका कॉर्टिकल प्लेट होगा उसकी थिनिंग आपको नजर आएगी. एंड ऑब्वियसली इफ द लीजन इज वेरी अग्रेसिव, इफ द लीजन इज लार्ज इन साइज, तो इट इज गोना कॉज एक्सपेंशन ऑल्सो. सो एडवांस्ड लीजन में यू विल सी एक्सपेंशन. जो पेरिफेरी होगी दैट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी स्मूथ एंड ऑल्सो देयर विल बी थिनिंग ऑफ द कॉर्टिकल प्लेट सीन radiographically. So this was all about the radiograph of radiographic features of the ameloblastoma, both multicystic ameloblastoma and unicystic ameloblastoma. Okay, and with this we are done with today's discussion. In the next discussion we shall be continuing with the histological features and also the treatment and prognosis of this benign tumor, that is your ameloblastoma. And if I give you a brief introduction, so histologically we have different kinds of variants depending upon the type of cells present. So this shall be covered in the next discussion. If you have got any doubts, you can get back to me in the comment section. And if you like the video, do like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.